Hello, BookTube. I've got a little last-minute announcement for you here, a little bit of bad planning on the part of myself and Matthew at Mayberry Book Club, fellow booktuber. Uh, I'll leave a link to Matthew's channel down below. Unfortunately, we've let our announcement video, we do a little book club of 2, and invite you all to join along every month. We did Lonesome Dove for June to coincide with June on the Range. I've had my fiendish plan for July all set for a long time. I informed Matthew days ago. But we haven't made an announcement video to get you on board. So, July is tomorrow, but we'll be doing our first video this weekend, and it's a graphic novel. It's comic books, so it's fairly fast reading. If you have it in your home and you haven't got to it, or maybe want to reread it, you'll have time to do it. I imagine that you could order a copy for $2 online and catch up very easily, and you're going to want to, because it's a winner. We are doing for July a read-along of Marvels, written by Kurt Busiek with art by Alex Ross. It was a 4-issue miniseries telling the history of Marvel Comics, the history of Marvel superheroes. And it's terrific. It's all painted artwork. It's just a fantastic story. I was buying them as they were coming out. I was going to hold up my graphic novel to show you. Marvels has been a consistent bestseller for Marvel Comics since it first appeared. They repackage it all the time. And I have a few of those repackagings, but I can't get to them. They're behind plastic tarps. So the only thing I had in this room was my copies of the 4 original issues. Marvels was originally issued as 4 comic books before it was collected into a graphic novel, into a collected volume. And the individual comics looked like this. They had these acetate covers over painted Alex Ross covers. So that was what they looked like. And this is issue number 1. This is what we'll be reading for this coming weekend. The first issue of Marvels. The first chapter, if you have the book. And you might be thinking, well, if this is a 4-chapter long hymn of praise to Marvel superheroes, with that, obviously, I don't know how much detail you can make out on the cover. You can see the period car in the background. Is because this takes place in the 1930s and 40s, and that is the original Human Torch. That is one of Marvel's original trinity of stable characters. And you might be, if you don't know anything about this, like Matthew doesn't know anything about this, and you might be thinking, well, if it's like that, is it going to be Avengers Forever all over again? Is it going to be something that's just an in-joke for fans and I won't understand any of it? No. This is just the opposite of that. I felt that Matthew was owed the opposite of that, since he managed to make his way through Avengers Forever, which is a hymn of praise to longtime continuity wonks. This is not. This is not at all. The conceit of Marvels is something that the writer realized years before he put pen to paper, which is that according to Marvel's own continuity, a single lifetime would have been long enough to watch the rise and prominence of Marvel superheroes. A single lifetime would have been long enough to do that. So Kurt Busiek picks an ordinary man on the street, a newspaper man and photographer named Phil Sheldon. And we meet him as a young man in the early 1940s in New York. When we meet him, there are no superheroes. And America has not yet entered World War II. And he's a newsman, so he goes where the stories are, and gradually, in the course of this first installment, we see him come to grips with the fact that the world is changing. Super beings are appearing where there weren't any before. And because the story is told from his point of view, knowing nothing at all about this, and not having any kind of insider knowledge because he never talks to these beings, it's perfect if you don't know anything about comic books. You're going to love it. If you don't know anything about comic books, you're going to love it. So that's what we're going to be doing. Today is Thursday. I don't know if if we're going to be on duty for the 4th of July weekend or not. Maybe we'll wait until Tuesday to do our first video about this chapter. But that's what we're going to do for the month of July, is Marvels. So you're welcome to join us. You're really going to enjoy it. And if you've read Marvels, but it's been a long time, feel free to join us for a nice, savory reread. I don't know how many times I've read it, and I never tire of rereading it. It is infinitely revisitable. So that's just a quick announcement video. Very belated. Last day of June is not a good day to be making an announcement video for a July read-along, but it's a comic book, so you can make up for lost time if you want to join us, and I hope you do. So I'll leave a link to Matthew's channel down below. I don't know if he's made a video or if he will today. But anyway, that's what we're going to be doing for July. So I'll see you then. Thank you, BookTube.